Hi guys. I guess I'll start with James. Directorial debut here, California Schemin. Why was this the movie you wanted to make as your directorial debut? I guess.
There's a whole myriad of reasons that sort of rest on many levels. I wanted them. I wanted to tell a story about people who came from a background that I recognised and felt like the kind of neighbourhood I grew up in. That wasn't just about, as a lot of films are, about that kind of neighbourhood, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, unemployment, violence or whatever. I wanted to tell a story about that kind of environment, creating people who are aspirational, had a dream, and also still have limited horizons and limited opportunities, and try and get beyond that. I wanted to tell a story that was entertaining and funny, and this story gave me all those things, but it was still underpinned by some real emotional cost as well. So I read the script and I was like, this is it, 100%.
Did you know, had you heard the story before? Obviously, based on you knew this story.
Yeah, I knew about the guys. I wasn't aware of them at the time in the early 2000s or the noughties. I was aware of them from 2013 when a documentary came out about them called The Great Hip Hop Hoax, which is a really good documentary, pretty different in tone from our film, but and that turned me on to it. And then the producers just came to me with a script that was like just wild. I had so much going on in it, and then spent a couple of years just refining and refining.
For Sam and Séamus, you guys playing obviously real people. Yeah. How did you guys approach this, and also how did you guys approach, I guess, your chemistry and creating that friendship that the guys have in real life, I guess, or that bond that they had?
First me.
Well, I was gonna say we had a 2 or 3 week boot camp of 3 week boot camp of skateboarding, rapping, general debauchery. And but that was really important. Just they've got such a love. It's like a love story between them both. They're brothers and they do everything together. And for a while, me and Sam were doing eating, sleeping, skateboarding, all of it. So
yeah, it definitely brought us together, didn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the first time I did my audition, and then I went back and watched The Great Hip Hop Hoax, and that's how I sort of settled into understood the character for the first time. And as soon as I watched that film, I knew I really, really wanted to get his part, which is a scary thing for an actor, because when you want it, you usually don't get it. Do you know what I mean?
But when I auditioned with Sam, we read with different Gavin and Billy's, and I think Sam was the final one, and I was just I felt so seen playing Gavin. He just looks at you. Sam just has this capacity to just look at you, and it's all there for you. It's so easy, and that just makes Gavin's character just feel everything. It should feel easy. This relationship they have. Did the scene in the car in addition, and it was just so easy, man.
Yeah, the film's about two lads that absolutely adore each other. Do you know what I mean? It's a massive bromance story. So we had to get that under control, and we did within the first wew weeks, didn't we, man?
Yeah,
we had that.
and
we
we're
locked
married
that
now,
down.
so.
The chemistry between the two. The chemistry. I'm sorry.
So
I would like to be heard. The chemistry between the two actors, the two characters, had to be really palpable, and so did a lot of chemistry reads with different actors and stuff. But these two were the leading candidates for either part. It was just always going to be about chemistry. When they finally got put together, these two, who were incredible already, just went through the roof. It was amazing. They made each other go up levels.
For you guys, what was it like? I mean, obviously, I guess James, you're a great actor. I'm sure you know. For all of you, how is
Yes,
what is it like to be, I guess, directed by an actor, knowing that as an actor, I'm sure you know how to what you would want as an actor. So I guess how did the cast? How did you guys kind of all work together to get these performances, I guess? And
do you know what? I think one of the things I've learned, it isn't always possible, and sometimes you do just go to a director gonna give me a line reading, just tell me how you want me to say it, and then I'll make it my own. But really the best thing that you can do is when you don't try and tell them how to do it, which I definitely did at times. You lead them to them understanding that they want to do it in such a way that also happens to be exactly how you want them to do it, because then it is born from them, and it's direct communication from the performer to the audience through the lens, and that's the kind of powerful stuff. You do also have to go sometimes, gonna say it like this, and emphasize that word, of course. But
when it's James McAvoy giving you a line reading, it's not the end of the world.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do also appreciate that these guys were so open and generous to giving themselves up, not just to the roles and the narrative, but to me as well, and I'm so grateful to the four of you for doing that. But generally, my best days in set were these guys just bringing it, and I didn't have to do anything.
Ray, you were like you were nodding there with
Too
that
many
one.
mics.
Two mics.
Hey, guys.
You got 2 mics.
Sorry.
I mean, what was that your experience too? Like with like kind of like finding the performance and stuff. As well?
Yeah, I feel like it took me maybe like a week to work out what the film was that we were making, that we were shooting, because these guys had started before me, and I joined in, and I guess yeah, there are some sets that you'll go onto, and it will be like, you know, don't say you're, it says you are in the script, and like, you know, and it's like, oh, yep, sorry, man. But this felt, I guess, yeah, the word I keep thinking about is freedom. Like there was such a freedom, but also within like parameters, we knew exactly what we were doing. James, you had so many ideas about who we were that were really encouraging and challenging and provocative. Like it was like a constant inquiry, like who are you and why are you doing this? And yeah, it just felt like really free, and it felt like, yeah, I was like, oh wow, no, we can kind of just take it and make it our own. And there was a lot. I felt like, I'm not saying we improvised the film, no, we didn't, but there was lots of like adding and improvising around the moments that you do see in the film, that just like, it just felt really lived in. And like some of my favorite moments in the film are like bits where I know these guys are just like riffing, and it's so in character, and it's like perfect, and I can't imagine the film without it. Like the thing with the belt, I'm obsessed.
Oh,
You know, I'm obsessed with that. Yeah.
I was lucky enough to do like half a day working on a Judd Apatow film, and it's mad working with him. I'd never worked like this before. You're in the middle of the scene. He's like, yeah, that worked. Say that again. No. Actually, the take you did before, that bit where you said this, try that and go down that avenue. And you're like, blah, 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 blah. And then the other's like, blah, blah, and he's like, oh, okay, now see that bit that you said 2 lines ago, repeat that and see where else it takes you. And so there was times where I was stealing a bit of that. And again, that's what I'm saying, like when I say thank you to these guys for giving themselves up to me for that. There was other times where it was just like as per exactly the script, and these guys performed it like you know, concert pianists exactly to the letter. But there was a lot of freedom too.
Yeah, you can grab a mic. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think Jane, kind of just off the back of that, like at least for myself, like you feel you're at your most free as a performer when it is contained in a way. Like you feel that you can do anything because you know that there's parameters. Like you know that you could do whatever you want because you know that James is so on it and is so aware of what you're doing and is so invested in it that if you do go off piece a bit too much, he's gonna like bring you back. Like, because I think you can be like, oh, we had so much freedom, but then just being given freedom, it doesn't feel beneficial as an actor, because if someone's like, do whatever you want in every take, then you're like, right. It just feels so like aimless. Whereas I think the joy on this film was that you could do whatever like ideas you had, but you knew that James was like there, totally in control of it. So even though you were like off on, you know, your freedom like march, whatever, he was like watching you and being like, oh, let's take a step back. And that's, I think, where the joy came from.
One of my worst things on a film set is when you get there and you're like, let's rehearse. What is rehearsal? It's like you're not trying to perfect it. It's like, let's agree what the story is and agree how we're going to try and tell it. That's what I think it is, right? And you get on set and either a director or another actor sometimes goes like, let's just have fun with it. Let's just see what happens. Let's just play with it. Let's just let's just throw it around, bounce it off the walls, man, see what happens. And I'm like, do you know what I mean? If you don't have rules, you don't have a game. You just have a bunch of people on a piece of grass. Do you know what I mean? The rules make the game. The parameters, the confines, the structure, the obstacles make the game. And what is the game? You don't win the game of storytelling. The game is, let's tell the story. So like it's a little bit of freedom and it's a little bit of structure as well.
For you as a director too, like I guess beyond the acting, like like I said, you've worked with like a lot of great directors. You mentioned Judd Apatow. Obviously, I could probably rattle off a million more. Joe Wright, I love you. You're like a Tillman as well. Like visually, like how did you kind of approach this, or did you like how did you like think about that aspect of the directing and like kind of like how you wanted to do that here in your debut?
I just wanted to be as prepared as possible. I wanted to be able to answer every single question that was given to me by not just actors, but by my heads of department as well. I think in 30 years of acting, I've realised that a lot of problems come from people asking a director for an answer so that they can then do their jobs in the field in which they are the expert. They are the craftsman, they are the artist. And when a director can't give answers, they do one of two things. They either go, I don't know, and then walk away, or they fudge it and go like, it's still percolating. I'm thinking maybe Brian, but I don't know. And then 3 weeks later, they turn up on set and they go, what the hell is this? And you're like, I didn't choose this. You're like, well, you didn't choose anything. actually. So at least you get something. And so being honest when I didn't have the answers and using the experts around me, including my heads of the acting department, when I didn't have an answer, to collaborate and help me find an answer, but trying to be as prepared as possible so that I did have an answer for the questions when they came, so that these amazing professionals can then go and do their jobs, so that when I get to set, I just need to shoot it like how we planned.
Right. So we were talking before we started recording how premiered like yesterday here at TIFF. Great crowd, like blasting sound. I guess like what are you like? What are your hopes for this film and like where it's gonna go from here after like after this weekend? I guess you guys actors. What do you guys like? Yeah.
World domination, obviously.
International rap stars.
Yeah, we definitely want to instill a sense of world peace with this film. We want to see as many eyes on it, as many bums on seats in theaters. That would be amazing. But I feel so proud of it so far. You guys?
Well, getting the reaction from people straight away. Outside the screening was a real unique experience for me, and just seeing people touched by it and being like, "Oh, I was with you." I'm like, God, this is what it's about, and telling stories. And then James talked about being an avatar for people to watch it and see. Oh, I see myself in these characters. Like, this is why you do it. Mm-hmm. So having one person come up to me and say, I felt seen or I felt moved. You're doing your job.
Yeah,
so that was really moving
like
for me.
it's like a great, like it's a universal story. It's a very specific story, but like very universal emotions, which I think is like really, really something. We have to wrap up here, but this is great. California Schemin. Congratulations, guys, on this film.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Thank you.